Today on X-Play, sports for the whole family with ESPN NHL 2K5. Sports for Republicans in NASCAR Chase for the Cup 2005. And an RPG for adults. Let's see if you can guess why it's rated M. It's game time. Stand down, Nerdtron! I am your creator! It's Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb!
No. Hello and welcome to the special X-Play.
Now, why is this special? Because we're now in 50 million homes, which means even more people can see me acting like a tool on a regular basis.
True. On today's show, we have a game about a time-traveling cat. Why? I don't know.
Plus, cheap bastards rejoice! We have ESPN's new hockey title, and it only costs $20.
Plus, a new NASCAR game from EA that has a compelling new ally and rival system. It's great for people who love making a lot of left turns.
And last, but not least, an RPG for adults that is so good, it'll have role-playing fans screaming, "Too magic, too magic, too magic," all night long.
But does it earn X-Play's coveted and extremely hard to get unless you pay us off score of 5 out of 5?
It probably does. Oh, and much, much later, we have the creators of Sly Cooper on the show.
And did we mention that's one of Adam's favorite games?
Many times, many times. It has a thievish raccoonist and a hippo in boots, and Bentley the turtle that talks like this. Are you excited, Morgan?
Not when you're using the Bentley voice.
What Bentley voice
Just
do you...
Stop.
Stop what?
Just to introduce the Blinx sequel.
Okay, here's our preview of Blinx 2, the master of time and space.
Stop it.
Why? If you've been saying, hey, I need a follow-up to that platformer about the time-traveling cat armed with a vacuum cleaner, then there's plenty of space for you and your like-minded buddies on the short bus. Yep, the original Blinx was about as satisfying as chewing Necco wafers in the Sahara. But the quality folks at Microsoft have returned to the sweet musk to bring us number 2, with Blinx 2, Master of Time and Space. Things are definitely different this time around. Now Blinx moves like a bipedal cat with a purpose, making the game handle like most platformers. Plus, the act of sucking up trash and spitting it back out is a much speedier affair. And is aided by the essential auto-targeting. Because if I'm throwing trash, I want to know which strange legless icon of modest malevolence I'm throwing it at. Best of all, the order in which you collect the items that control time doesn't matter. Once you have 3 of a kind, that function is available to you. Plus, your powers of Chronos are better applied both to puzzles and to help get you out of a jam in combat. These logical niceties are all coming together to create a game that feels more like a polished and better thought out experience. But it doesn't end there, because you get to also play as those enemies of all things feline and time mastering, the tom-toms, pigs that are mean and opposed to time management.
Oh, there's one.
This is almost an entirely different game here, as the emphasis is on stealth.
Nothing here.
Now, why haven't any other game designers used this gameplay twist?
Where'd he go? There's one.
Think Metal Gear Solid Farm Animal. This is the Master of Space aspect of the title. See, you have astral projection, better known as decoy for the syllabically challenged.
There's one.
A warp tunnel to move immaterially from one place to another.
Where'd he go?
And you can even stop time. Well, yeah, okay, they used that. Hey, it's still cool. Now, if you're thinking, wow, they found all the ways to skin fricassee and disembowel that cat, you're wrong, because there's cooperative multiplayer. So yeah, take 1 Blinx, add 2 years of time sweeping, and you may not be able to swing a dead cat without hitting someone playing it when Blinx 2 is released later this year. You know, I wish that cat could travel back in time and return the hours of my life I lost playing the original Blinx.
If I could go back in time, I'd go back and get rid of the hyperactive promo where I dance like an arrhythmic weeble wobble.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. But you know what? Our fans never did.
No. Next, we have yet another title designed to loosen EA's stranglehold on the sports game market.
Yes, this year Sega revamped ESPN NFL 2K5 and dropped the price to give Madden a run for its money.
Now, Sega is taking on EA's NHL 2005 by making its version just as good and about $30 cheaper.
Here's a review of ESPN NHL 2K5. Summer is ending, and hockey fans around the country are gearing up for another season of bone-cracking, lip-splitting NHL action. But thanks to the tradition of profit-crazed team owners and player lockouts, there may not be any hockey this year, except the virtual kind. This season, hockey means ESPN NHL 2K5. On first look, this game functions basically the same as last year's version, with all the whistles, bells, and tweaks we've come to expect from yearly sports games. Fans still dress in their finest, the players still get along fine, and face washes will still earn you a penalty. The presentation this time around is full of cinematic goodies prominent in the various 2K franchises. Impressive 3D rings, girls with t-shirt guns, and hockey hooligans. All in all, the rink feels more like a live event than ever before. In NHL 2K5, you'll be getting even more game for your buck. This year, they dropped the price to $20. There are some new features in the cavernous franchise mode, like the ability to hire assistant coaches, running prospective draft picks through a minor league simulator, and scouting drills. After spending a week or so scouting hot new talent, you're ready to play hockey. Player control is more depth in 2K5. This time, players can wiggle the right thumbstick and pop a quick hook or elbow into the face of an opponent. But don't get caught, or it's off to the sin bin. Smack an opposing player one too many times, and you'll have to drop your gloves. This year's fistfight engine is much improved over last year, although it still feels a little like you're controlling a mildly cooperative meat puppet. And who fights on ice anyway? When regular hockey gets boring, just drop in for a game of tag. The massive amount of mini-games and party mode offer enough variety to keep even the most ADD hockey gamer interested. Check out this goon shoulder checking a rookie into the bench. Hear that violent crunch? Yeah, neither did we. In the collision audio category, 2K5 falls a bit short. The animations are great, but the impacts just don't pack any power. The commentary at 2K5 does its job, but that's about it. You'll be laughing your ass off at some of the zingers as they fly out of the commentary booth. Like this.
Stopping the wraparound with the lumber.
And this.
One of the things I like about Roberto Luongo is he's really cool under pressure.
Oh, this is my favorite.
Yeah, had to be right in the wheelhouse and the weight had to be perfect. This was pretty.
What are they talking about anyway? Minor complaints aside, if you need your hockey fix or just want to try on your skates for a while, this game is the one to beat. Even without the smell of body odor and Labatt's Blue, ESPN NHL 2K5 still gets a 4 out of 5.
And we haven't seen EA Sports' NHL 2005 yet, but I was going to have a hard time convincing us to spend $50 when we can get a game that's just as good or better for $20.
On top of that, ESPN NHL also has excellent online play with Xbox Live support. If Sega keeps making great sports games and then selling them for $20 each, EA might just have to start getting a little nervous. Like,
Well, later in the show, I'm probably going to be getting nervous because we have a role-playing game for adults, and the folks behind Sly Cooper will come to visit.
Which means I get to talk in my Bentley voice.
No, you don't.
What, you don't like it?
Don't make me hit you.
Violence is not the answer.
Somebody get me a tire iron.
What's that?
Coming up, warning! NASCAR Chase for the Cup contains shocking images of tire abuse. All kneel before Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
I know that's a Superman 2 reference, but it doesn't sound right.
I kind of like it.
Welcome back to X-Play, the show that brings the people of America what they want. Another NASCAR game!
Yes, people from coast to coast love NASCAR. They also love beer hats with straws, t-shirt guns, and cancer of the lip. I mean, chewing tobacco.
So, Fans of a sport that consists of making left turns, this one's for you.
Here's our review of NASCAR 2005 Chase for the Cup. Head on out to your local yokel NASCAR track, and chances are you'll run into more rednecks and beer coolers than you can shake a coontail at.
I'm Terry Labonte, and I'm in the game.
EA Sports knows this better than anyone, so NASCAR 2005 Chase for the Cup tries to appeal to more than just the beer-guzzling, pot-bellied Bible Belt. How, you might ask? Well, starting the whole thing off with a street race against NASCAR hero Ryan Newman isn't a bad idea. Yeah, this ain't your mama's, papa's, brother's, uncle's, locker mate's NASCAR game. In fact, there's a lot more to this year's NASCAR than making a perpetual left-hand turn. The tank full of gameplay options will keep virtual Hicks off the porch and in front of the TV for weeks. If you're lucky enough to beat your first NASCAR pro, you'll be signed by an agent and your career begins.
This is Ace Moneymaker, and I am your new agent.
You start in the Featherlight division, swap and paint with the other rookies. As you win races, you're eventually invited to join the more prestigious circuits like the Craftsman Truck Series, until you're cruising the oval with the big boys.
Not what you think it stands right now.
Other modes include the Lightning Challenge, where you try to recreate famous races from prior seasons, complete with twangy dialogue from the real drivers.
So I was glad there wasn't a caution to come out, and just, you know, I don't know, I just...
You can even jump straight to the 10-race playoff that's new to NASCAR this year. Customization is the key, and we're not talking about installing a gun rack. Just about anything but the outhouse wallpaper can be tweaked. You start by creating your own driver. Hey, where's the chaw option? There we go. The cars can also be put up on blocks and customized. Well, there tain't no cinder blocks in the game, but we can always dream a spell. Another cool feature is the Rival Ally system. You can share drafts with other racers to make them your friend, or intimidate rivals. The old rubber band AI is present. It's no problem getting to the front of the pack, but once you get there, stretching the lead is practically impossible. There are also some issues with aggression. Don't be surprised if you're suddenly disqualified for no good reason.
Dear God, why was I born a redneck?
But these issues can't overshadow what is the ultimate NASCAR game. This one has everything but the double wide and a couch on the porch for a 4 out of 5.
I am number one. I am number one.
Gotta believe in yourself.
You do. And the best addition to this game is clearly the ally and rival system. If you cut someone off, you can actually get into a fist fight with them between races.
Just like in a hockey game. But when will you be able to fight between matches in a tennis game? 'Cause I really want to see Anna Kournikova beat up Pete Sampras.
Why?
I don't know, because games are better with fist fights.
Even Harvest Moon, Friends of Mineral Town, the farming, fishing, role-playing sim?
Especially Harvest Moon, Friends of Mineral Town, because the title is Friends of Mineral Town. I want to beat up the developers for that reason alone.
Up next, the future gets freaky in Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. They keep me locked in a cage. Send help! It's Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
That is so untrue. It's a box, not a cage.
Curious. Difference. Welcome back to X-Play. We have returned with a dark and disturbing RPG for grown-ups.
It's called, so, you want to host a video game show?
No. Actually, it's called Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. I don't know what that means, but it's from Japan, and it's full of weird, mutated creatures. Oh, and a demon with an unfortunately placed horn. Here's our review. In most role-playing games, you try to save the world from various forms of apocalypse. If you don't, everyone's screwed. However, Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne from Atlas starts off with the apocalypse, and everyone's already screwed. With that out of the way, you can kick your conscience to the curb. Happily, Doomsday seems to suit you. The former you was a malnourished teen with limited fashion sense. But now that this critter, called a Magatama, was dropped into your skull, you're a demon with glowing tattoos and ass-kicking attacks and powers. The dark themes plus the occasional foul-mouthed demon is why this game got an M rating. Apparently, it's okay to consort with satanic minions of the underworld as long as they don't swear. Hey you, Kyria Lazon, in your face. Discovering what demons are vulnerable to which attacks is key. Some demons can even be bribed into joining you, adding their fighting abilities to your party. You can customize combat by visiting the Cathedral of Shadows. Here, you can fuse demons together, resulting in a new demon with unique abilities. And you can tweak your own abilities by ingesting other Magatama into your body, giving you additional powers and defensive bonuses. Some might find the continuous enemy encounters frustrating. Sometimes all you want to do is get from point A to point B. There's an awful lot of... Oh, see what I mean? Okay, kick your ass. Kick your ass. La-di-da. Right, now, I was just leaving. Ugh, damn it! Too magic, too magic, too magic! I just want to move 2 feet without having... Ugh! This game is an outstanding departure from the worn-out formula of most RPGs. Combat is tactically rich, there's lots of ways to customize your party, and the story and visuals both provide welcome innovation in a market saturated with also-rans. So, I'm looking forward to Armageddon. X played Doom's Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne to a 5 out of 5.
This is the first console RPG besides Knights of the Old Republic that we've given a 5 out of 5.
It's a big moment for us.
Cute.
But you know what's bigger than that?
Up next, we're gonna have the producer of Sly Cooper 2 on the show.
Okay, you can stop doing the Bentley voice.
Why, is it still annoying you?
Yeah.
You can get used to it, you know.
No.
Really, you can't listen. Wah.
Coming up, Sly 2 and Sucker Punch are in the house.
Nice work, Sly.
Whose house? We're really not sure. Please end my suffering. It's Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
You really should.
No, I don't think so. Welcome back to X-Play.
As many of you know, 2002 Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus is one of my favorite games ever,
Yeah.
like in the totality.
So today we are thrilled to have some of the people behind the upcoming Sly 2 Band of Thieves on the show.
Please welcome the game designer Nate Fox and Matt Olsen, the voice of Bentley, the nervous, constipated turtle.
Welcome and
Thank
hello.
you very much for coming by.
It's good to have you guys with us. So you want to introduce this clip from the new game?
No.
Oh.
Breaker Alpha Foxtrot, this is the Wizard. Do you read me, Sitting Duck?
This is Peking Duck. I hear you, Blizzard.
No, Sly, I'm the Wizard, and you're Sitting Duck.
I read you loud and clear, Lizard.
No, I'm... Forget it, you're not taking this seriously.
Yeah.
And it happens a lot of the drama of the game out.
Yeah, there's a lot of drama. So how did you come up with the characters in Sly?
Well, the secret is coming up with a big, elaborate backstory that justifies why they're such jerks. And generally, that's a traumatic childhood for a lot of the villains.
Right.
It leads to evil.
Right, okay. So did you like really research like what, how a hippo and a turtle and a raccoon could actually like live together and then cooperate in adventures?
I spent a lot of time at the zoo.
Okay. So, Bentley guy, Matt, how did you come up with the voice of Bentley, since obviously that's my most favorite thing in, well, just about the world?
Well, I basically lived as a turtle for 6 months. I hung out down at the pond, just tried to figure out their ways. And one day I was in the studio and they pointed at me, and that's what happened.
So, like, the De Niro method acting thing has really moved on into video games and the voices.
Yeah, I gained 400 pounds for the role.
Right, okay, well,
Have you been to any big turtle parties, maybe?
Just a
Famous
few
turtles were
today.
there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's great. Okay.
Yeah.
As everyone knows, I do a really, really, really good Bentley impression, even though Morgan seems to
No,
go,
okay. Here's the deal. Adam is driving me crazy with his crappy. Crappy. It's crappy. Bentley impression. It's bad. So Adam and Matt Olsen, the real voice of Bentley, are going to have a Bentley off. Then Nate's going to judge the winner. And if he wins, you never do your Bentley voice again.
Really?
Like ever.
Okay.
No,
Fine. I can do this.
Okay. So read the lines from the prompter for me.
All right.
We'll communicate with each other on our walkie-talkies.
We'll communicate with each other on our walkie-talkies.
I've gotta go. I've gotta keep moving.
Well, I've gotta go. I've gotta keep moving.
Talking in this voice makes it certain I'll be celibate forever.
Well, at least talking like this is less pathetic than having your catchphrase be dick dick.
Hey, that's not cool. You put that in there, didn't you? Oh,
All right. Do we have a winner?
Matt's keeping his job.
Thank you.
Okay. You know what?
very much.
You can take away my Bentley impression.
Yeah.
You can't take away my Bentley run.
Oh no. That I wouldn't dream of that. He's special,
See?
isn't he?
You're gonna use me for motion capture.
Yeah. And there is
Never do
a
that.
strange resemblance between you two and your
Look
blue
at me.
shirts, but
Come on, Kate.
I won't remind you of that
Thank
right
you.
now.
Thank you. Gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little
I think you
uncomfortable.
guys should escape while you still can. Good night.